Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing the process that I use for my tea dyeing of digital papers, plain papers, and textiles, lace, whatnot, and my little recipes and tricks and tips. Nothing special, but this is what I have been doing for 5 years now. I can't believe it. And it really works well for me, so I'm hoping there will be some things that you will pick up that you can incorporate into your own process or technique. I've had 7 tea bags brewing here for about 5 to 10 minutes, and I just use regular tap water on top of the stove, let the water come to a boil, and then keep it on a bit of a rolling boil or a low while the tea is actually steeping. I use black tea. That's about the only strong thing I can say is it works the best, unless you're wanting to do avocado dyeing or whatever. But yeah, 7 bags of black tea. And then what I do is I have set aside this area. I use my island, kitchen island, and I've got a pair of these gloves that I prefer to use, so you'll see me put those on in a sec. And then I've just got a 3-liter or 9 by 13 inch Pyrex pan. I just pour the hot tea into the pan, and then I just dip my papers one at a time. I use 24-pound Hammermill paper. That's my preference. Quite often I will get them commercially printed, like at FedEx office, and when I'm doing that many, like say between yesterday and today I printed 150 sheets, I don't really want to use up that much ink on my personal printer. I do use laser ink. That's the only way to go, and that enables me to tea dye the papers while they're colored. There's no running. Otherwise, you have to tea dye your paper first and then print on it and struggle through having it in your printer tray, which I don't like doing. So I developed this technique right from the very beginning, and I'm really happy with it. As you can see, my papers my drying sheets are very old. I've had them from the very beginning. And 3 layers. I usually use aluminum foil, and then paper towel, and then just wax paper, and just layers and layers. You might not need this many, of course, for what you're doing, but I tend to do volume projects, so it's a big deal to me, and I quite often will do 2 or 3 settings, which means I leave them dry overnight and then tea dye again in the morning and then tea dye again in the evening, and by that time they're dry, I just air dry them. I lay them flat and air dry them. No need to put them in the dryer, no need to iron them. It has worked beautifully for me right from the get-go. So those would be a few of my tips. So what I'm going to do now is mount my phone in the camera stand and then show you how I actually just dip the papers. No rocket science, it's just my technique that I personally have come to prefer. So I'll be right back. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just bring over my steep tea and pour it directly into my dipping pan. Just a nice dark golden color. You can use coffee, whatever you like. This is my preference. And then if I need to, I will reheat the dye as I'm going, but usually it's just fine. So here we go. I just take my papers and just dip them in, just like that. Half on one side. Swivel them around and do the other side. The hotter the water, the easier or the quicker it takes. So that's it. And then I just lay them out and keep it going. Super basic. These particular digitals, in case you're interested, are Ruby and Pearl XL. It's called Seaside Dreams, which is very lovely. It's a lot of blue backgrounds. And then I just keep going. I'm going to put this up a little bit there. I think that'll help. This does 8.5 by 11 papers really easily. If I've got 12 by 12, it does work as well. Just takes a little bit more finagling. When they're just a little bit resistant or start bending, then I just flip them around and dip from the other side. And that's it. That way they're not too dark. You can still see the beautiful colors of the images. And yet it's not stark white on the back. So this video is intended primarily for the attendance in our upcoming workshop retreat, the Fair Damsels Seaside Soiree. But I'm hoping that my other subscribers will benefit or be inspired to try something different from what you've done before. Super easy, nothing intimidating at all. Just takes time. And that's it for these papers. What I'm going to do now is try a piece of Sheila's beautiful applique. I just got this one, and we're just going to dip it in here for a little minute or two. And for that, I've got my spoon. Isn't that beautiful? It's all it takes. That's really all it takes. What I would do for this one is put like a cloth towel underneath it, which I forgot to grab beforehand. But I'm just going to place it off to the side here and then just let it dry. And that's it. And then I just carry on. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next time. Bye for now.